I need to relax, I think.
Yes, you need to relax because this is just a relaxed lessons, but to make you be better. So, and then today's focus is introductions. So this is the Heidi. Heidi, would you introduce yourself, or like I should show some good example? Oh, Heidi, please. Heidi, please.
You're trusting me with a good example.
Yes, 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 yes.
Okay, well, I'm Heidi, and I've been working with Tepe for 3 years. I looked it up yesterday. It feels like so much longer than 3 years right now. And what I do with Tepe is I guess I'd call it communication specialist. I have a very wide background, but it all comes down to communicating and teaching. And one of the things I do is teaching sign language, not full sign language, but just basics to get people started. I also work with some nonprofit organizations and education organizations to grow, and in this Corona time, to adjust what they do to the new format of communicating in Zoom and online formats, things like that. So a little bit about me, I usually don't tell people where I'm from. When people ask where you're from, I usually say Tokyo, and they look at me like, what? But I didn't grow up in Tokyo. I grew up in the US. I grew up in Wisconsin. And I went to college in Chicago, and then I came to Japan as part of my college internship. And then I never went home. I go back to visit, but I didn't move back home. So I've been here almost 20 years now, which feels like fast and short at the same time. It's very strange. I always met people who had been here longer, and I was like, really, that long? And now I'm on the longer side, and it's like, when people ask, have you been here long? I never know, do I say yes or no to that? Because is it long or short? I can't tell. So that's where I'm coming from. And I'm looking forward to working with you today and doing this. I think we're doing self-introductions, right? Working on self-introductions and finding out more about you and what you're passionate about and what you're working on. So thank you for coming.
Okay, thank you, Heidi-san. Thank you.
So Kanako-san, this is gonna be like a kind of first lesson. So would you introduce
Yeah, of course.
yourself? Yeah.
Of course. Hi, my name is Kanako Enomoto. I'm a licensed agent working based in Tokyo, and I'm helping non-Japanese people, and also, of course, Japanese people. And the last 3 years, I have been helping over 300 people, and that includes like sales, purchase, and lease. And I was born in Awaji Island. And when I was 16, I moved to Melbourne and studied at Australian National University in Canberra, and worked in New York, and come back to Japan when I was 22. And a little bit about my personal life. I have 2 sons, 8 years old and 4 years old. And my husband is running sports management companies and supporting a Japanese professional golf player who want to play outside of Japan, like for example, European Tour or Asian Tour, and of course the US PGA. And now I'm here, it's because I want to improve my communication skills in English and help non-Japanese people to get to know more about the Japanese real estate market, and also like the process of how to, I'm so sorry. My internet is freeze, sorry. Yeah, like so help non-Japanese people to know how to purchase a real estate in Japan. And yeah, sorry, I'm very nervous.
It's okay. It's okay.
You do it. Wow, you did a great job.
Sorry, I didn't really like expect to introduce myself. Sorry, I should have prepared, but.
But you don't need to prepare. Part of introduction is it needs to be natural.
I see.
And instant. So you can have a little idea prepared for all the time, but depending on who you're meeting, what you share should be adjusted. So
I see.
Good. I don't be natural.
Memorize everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it depends. You have to change for your introduction based on to the audience. In a document, maybe you can see the documents about it. It's like basically the introductions. You have to pay attention to that. Not many things, but focus on the introduction is make a greater impression, make a greater first impression to the audience or counterpart. So when you introduce your properties to the foreign clients, you have to create a credible and reliable person. Okay, Mrs. Enomoto is like a trustworthy person to put the money in to invest. So to accomplish this, you have to consider about the context, also styles, and also contents and deliver that. Even, how can I say, what kind of aim or what kind of objectives you have to accomplish. So today's lesson, you are students and try to be nice, try to be like to learning mode. But the way you meet your clients, you have like, I'm an executive person to serve you the executive. So you have to change, adjust for your introductions.
I see.
So take a look about documents I send. It's about global context, Japanese context. Basically, like a Japanese mindset, it's when you meet them, you have to have a document to pass on.
Oh, I see. Right.
People have to read and what's written, and also they want to know about many informations. And then pack of the package, it's a slide, but the pack of a package, they trust. Yeah, how can I say that? If you pass on the information, heavier is better.
I see. Yes, that I always feel that.
Yes.
The first impression is important.
Like they bring this much like about the company, right?
They've done this much work.
So it's you have to go with the sama or san to call them. But the global context, it's different. It's a very simple 1 page of documents. It's good enough. And then certain things, so the interaction is more important. Either people asking questions, you reply for spontaneously, insistent, or easier manner, they will love it. So if you're like the heavy documents or like lots of written, they like, forget it. But it depends on customers. There be some clients, like a scientist or some data analyst, they want to have everything inside. So you have to change, basically. So when you introduce yourself, you have to actually prior to meet the clients, you have to consider those elements. So it's of course to people from US and the people from UK, a person from UK, a person from Australia, a person from the US might be different. So you are based in Melbourne and also New York, right? So yes. Can you tell the difference, like the people from Australia and the people from New York?
Oh, I think I can. To be honest, maybe not.
Maybe not. Okay.
Not. When they come to me and ask me like, "Hey, I want to purchase a property," right? And like whether I can tell they are from Australia or from the US.
Okay.
Is that your question?
Well, it's like maybe like the Australia more casual, New York wants, but I don't know. It's like in a property market, all business person, it's like return.
Right. Okay. It's recording, right? But maybe that's just between us.
No, it's you don't tell us exactly, but
yes, I think I can tell, because if it's a good weather, French people, they would like to go and have a look at houses. But if it's raining, my French clients, they tend not to like to go outside.
Okay.
They always appreciate the the nice weather, and like they want to enjoy the view from the apartment. I think that's important for them. And
Mm,
also like European people, they like to look at like the old house. Like I went to have a look the house in Yamanashi that was built in Edo period, and they're
mm,
very keen to visit.
okay.
Maybe those like preference are different.
Okay, that's a good observation. So now, right, you're going to introduce the property to people from US.
Yes.
He has a financial background.
Mhm.
How do you introduce yourself to him?
To him.
Okay,
Okay.
I give you 1 minute to think about.
Okay. Thank you. Okay, Tepe-san, I think I know how to introduce. Okay, so
Okay, 3, 2, 1, go.
hi, my name is Kanako. I'm a licensed agent working for my own real estate company. And the last 3 years, I have dealt with over 300 cases, and that includes sales and purchase and lease. And I also do a brokerage for residential property, but also I also help non-Japanese people to buy investment properties in Japan. Okay, so Tepe-san, what I want to mention is that I wanted to increase the numbers, which is like,
Okay, it's great. It's a great change. Yes.
issues. And also, since because they have a financial background, I thought they might be interested in a investment property as well. So that's why I mentioned that
Yeah,
I
you changed. Yeah,
I
it's
did not
great.
invest on residential property, but I also deal with the investment properties. I'm not sure if I'm
No, it's okay. It's okay. This is a matter of practice.
right.
So if you start to pay close attention those, you can change it, and then automatically this is going to be practical to your new clients. Okay. Heidi, any findings? Any suggestion? Any findings? Any good points?
I like going specific details. You know, having your general qualifications, the number of people you've worked with is not something that I think we would ask normally, but it does give you a certain amount of credit just because then, oh, okay, she's used to a lot of people. But you don't want to sound too busy.
Oh,
Because if it's too many, then you can't give the personalized attention that somebody wants to know. So, like from myself, I don't usually tell people how many students I work with at a time, because then people are like, oh, she's maybe got too many students, or maybe she doesn't have enough students. So the numbers are good, but maybe find a different way to phrase it so that it sounds like you can still give personal attention. One thing I noticed is you said also many times. That is something that comes with practice, is a habit to break. But I think that you can find some other words to put in, and when you're less nervous, it'll go smoother.
okay. Thank you, Heidi-san.
So it says some parts that you can cut off, like you can say last 3 years I have serving for the many clients from invest and financial institute background, including Japanese, French, and American, or something like that. So it's going to be a very, how can I say, it's going to be very simple and succinct. And then you can pass on what you're doing. Also, what you can this is like my just humble suggestion. If you have a many clients, it's a financial background, for example, but you want to emphasize, you can say smiling, and then even like a few clients from the States, it's every 2 years he's coming to purchase for the property here, and I'm helping. So the people think, oh, okay. So create a credibility. It means that other people actually trust you, and also they are keep coming back, or like they are introducing new clients.
Mm.
or something like that. So if someone come to you by introduction, you can say, like your case, some past clients refer to me.
Mm, mm, mm. I see. Okay, so Tepe-san, so most of my clients,
Yeah.
they come from my existing clients or someone that I helped before. And
Okay,
yeah,
that's
so
good.
I never had the new clients who contact me through the website. Maybe it's because my website isn't very good. So that's why I don't have any new clients. Like I don't have random clients. Like 100% my clients are all like,
Word of mouth.
yeah, word of
Word of
mouth.
mouth. Yeah.
Word of mouth. I like that
Yeah,
word.
yeah. I mean, you can say that my business is based on the smiling and word of mouth.
I see.
That's actually not a bad thing, especially in
It's
financial
very good.
industries. People don't want to just go to a website and choose a random person. They would prefer to have a previous experience that a friend has had or something that was positive and then go with somebody who knows somebody.
I see.
So I think in your industry, that's kind of a unique difference from other industries. People are less likely to Google, I need a real estate agent who can do high-end properties. Like nobody ever Googles that.
Right. I see. Maybe especially because that would cost like thousands of
Right.
It's a very expensive things.
Yeah.
I see.
So you could put in an introduction, put some emphasis on how you are able to build long-term relationships with clients, or if you know the specific client that referred somebody, you can include something a little bit more personal. The small talk is really important, getting that personal connection of some kind. You know, it depends on who you're talking to, but within, you know, different cultures, small talk sometimes is most of the conversation before you get to the business part.
I see.
Yeah, I think compared to Japanese, the people from those countries, it's one prefer small talk.
Mm-hmm. I see.
Got it? Okay. So, Kanako-san, I give you 1 minute to think. You are going to introduce some property or house to European clients. What are you going to introduce yourself? Okay, so 1 minute, 1 minute.
Do we have a little timer? Tick, tick, tick. We need music. Tepe, will you sing?
Okay, Kanako is ready?
Okay.
Okay, slightly different.
Okay.
Okay, three, two, one, go.
Hi, my name is Kanako. I'm a licensed agent working for my own real estate company, EM Labor. My father, okay, it's very young. My father used to run the constructing company, and two of my uncles are still running a house building company. So it was quite natural for me to become an agent and start working in this industry. So that is the reason why I start my business. And I'm also a member of all executive member of All Japan Real Estate Association. The reason I become an executive member is because I want to change this industry to be more fair and more clear to everyone, or for my clients, but also for people who works in this industry as well, like including myself. Okay, so can I make a comment?
Yes, Kanako, what did you do well?
Okay,
What did you do well?
so this is just my idea, but because European people has like a background, because they, Europe here is like mix of, pretty much like everything, because my clients, they all have like fresh or like French background or Italian or like mix of everything. So I thought maybe I can talk about a little bit more about myself, like why I wanted to become an agent.
It's great. Actually, the father, uncles related about the property, that is established your credibility already. It's not like a newcomer for like you just jump in for the new business. It's create. That's a good point. Another good point. You've done well.
Thank you.
It's in your blood, basically.
Yeah.
The housing market is in your blood.
Oh, that's good word. さすがHeidi-san.
So it's in my blood. It's a very good expression.
Yeah. I'm in a similar position. My mom's brother and all of my cousins in that side of the family are all in housing.
Oh,
like
in housing.
Either architect or building or like landscaping.
Right.
Yeah,
wow.
so it's half in my blood.
Okay, that's amazing. I mean, I never expect me to become an agent, because when I was in Australia, I studied accounting and finance. But and then I think about, okay, I always wanted to be accountant, like, licensed accountant. But I realized I study accounting, it's because for my visa. And I realized, and when I start working at accounting firm, I didn't really like it. And then I wanted to do totally different things, but I never thought of doing like working in the housing industry. But when I look back, I was like, okay, wow, I'm just doing exactly the same as what my father and my grandfather were doing.
That's great. Like you can say like my grandfather this and my father this, my uncle this, and then that's 3 generations already. It's great. So it depends on the clients. You don't need to mention about your accounting part, but now you did for European clients. That's great. So people like want to pay attention for the details. Oh, don't worry about it. I used to be I major in accounting. Finance things, please.
But studying accounting, it helps me now. It's because when my client purchase an apartment, I need to look the accounting statement for the building, the whole building, and I can say, okay, so this is a good building because they have this much reserved cost, so they can use major repairments for the for the building. So maybe I can also take a look and read through, and I can explain to my clients. So
great.
It wasn't really like waste of time, of course.
No.
So about this introduction, so what is your improvement point?
What my improvement for the European clients?
Yeah, just this introduction itself.
This is just I also mentioned about me being executive members, and it's because I wanted to tell my clients that I'm a person who'd like to take responsibility, not just what I do, but also.
It's great. It's a great point. So it's how can you improve for that introduction itself? How would you do? How would you change to be better?
To be better, should I say? Heidi, any
Okay, with the executive committee member thing, you can put that in the beginning. I am Kanako I have my own real estate company, and I'm an executive member of blah blah blah, whatever the name of the group was. I forgot. You can put it in just really quick in the beginning, and that automatically establishes that you're not just an agent, but you're also, in this industry, not watchdog, but industry changing group, and active in the community, not just your own like company flying solo. You're involved with the whole group. Yeah. And one thing that I noticed is you got rid of the alsos.
Yeah.
But you put in
Very
but.
quick.
You switched some of them to but there were fewer of them. So you definitely improved once you were aware of it.
Great. Practice, matter of practice.
Practice is important.
But I noticed that when you are doing for second introduction, you increase in filler words such as I can count at least about 8 times. So it shows that you are not comfortable that structure, so that contents yet.
Okay. I think I need to practice more.
Yeah. Can I ask, how often do you speak English right now?
How often?
Yeah. Is it part of your daily life?
Maybe 2 or 3 days a week.
Okay.
Yes, but not on the phone. I usually write emails.
Okay.
Okay.
What I'm seeing is, for somebody who's lived in Australia and New York, is that your English is kind of maybe getting rusty. Like you've not had the speaking practice, or not practice, but you've not had a reason to speak as much maybe. So that would be something to work on, is call up your friends overseas and talk more. Just, make a reason to use spoken English, not just written. And I think the filler words and the nervousness will go away when you get comfortable and switch back into your English mode.
I see. That is so true. Like in January, I went to Hawaii with my family, and I stayed there for like 5 days. And then the last day, I was like, okay, now it just naturally, comes out from my mouth. But I think I need some time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I call it flipping the switch. It's like a light switch, but you have to go slowly to turn it on. So you need to do something in English every day that's fun, and that you're not thinking, oh, English study, but it's just a show you like, or a song, or a conversation in English, just to keep practicing, keep it alive.
Right.
Yeah, make it routine. Make it routine. So actually, in classes like we provide, it's between lessons and between classes, we are making a routine for them.
We give homework.
Yeah, lots of homework. So
but
anyway,
it's fun homework.
Yeah, it's fun. Yeah. So it's we mentioned about its documents. That's the difference, like Japan and global, also science and business mindset, also local company and headquarter mindset. Maybe you take a look and then consider those elements when you do for official self-introductions. But now we are covering for lots of 2 kind of introduction already. So discussion question exercise, what kind of elements do you need to include in introductions? So far, you have done practice in 3 times. So original versions, to introduction to the investors, introduction to the European who believes in traditional things, believe in traditions. So you've done 3 introduction already. So what kind of elements do you need in introduction, official introduction, business introductions? Can you can write it down, or you can name it, or you can think what kind of elements you need. We already shared about so many things, but what do you think?
What kind of element? Okay. I think, as I said, I think it's good to put some numbers.
Yes, numbers, right? Numbers importance, okay.
And maybe the year of experience.
Yes, so okay. Numbers and years, okay.
Oh, and maybe I can mention like what kind of people that I'm helping. So maybe my
Yes.
client, but
Client's character. Yes, yes.
client character, client character.
Client's character, client's personal profiles,
Or demographic.
demographic.
Yeah, but I don't want to talk about too much about my
Yes,
client.
I know. So you don't need to.
It's not in here. It's just to when I introduce myself, I don't want to talk about too much about my client. Otherwise, they would think, okay, maybe when Kanako-san helped me, maybe she's going to talk,
Yeah, so don't mention too much. Like you can.
maybe not too much, right?
Yes,
Maybe
it's
even,
yeah. You can say that. For example, if I were you, we can say 60% of my clients are foreign nationals.
Oh, okay, maybe. That's
Yeah, it's all about the way you phrase it. You can say that I specialize in working with, and then whatever, depending on who you're talking to. That you specialize working with foreign nationals or specialize in working with executives, or different details can be adjusted, but in a positive way without giving very exact numbers.
Right. So maybe I shouldn't talk about like I'm helping a CEO or blah blah blah.
Exactly.
Instead, I can say I'm helping like executive people.
Yes.
I see. Like when I'm nervous, I tend to say something that I shouldn't really. It's just my problem, or it's just it's everyone.
It's
everyone. It's everyone. It's
Okay,
everyone.
So just me.
No, it's everyone.
So that's why we should prepare, right?
Yes.
Right.
So instead of the telling for the personal name, you can say about helping executive people from that bracket. It's like the demographic of a clientele, like people.
You can say executives of international companies, just to give them the feel that it's not just a Japanese group that you're working with, but you're flexible and can handle the unique challenges of different time zones and things. That all goes into international executive.
So it's like it's a really small detail. You can say like I can helping executive for international companies. That's one expression, right? You can say that I am helping executive of MNCs, like a multinationals. You can say that. Also, you can say I'm helping supporting an executive of Fortune 500 companies. Or you can say that I'm helping executive or professional companies like a law firm, accounting firm, even a big five or something like that. So it's even that such a one phrase, you can have a different way of telling. Customizing.
Customize it to the clientele you're talking to.
Right.
So we are explaining this because there are many ways to one simple sentence, and that actually make a difference.
See.
So you have to pay attention to what kind of words that your client using. So, for example, like a certain example, in the people from Asia, they are very proud of working in a big corporation, and I'm executive of those companies. So I can say that, like you, we are helping or supporting executive for multinationals or helping Fortune 500 companies. You're like, okay.
I see.
So if the accountants or lawyers come, like we're helping a big five, executive for a big five. You know what the big five means?
Sorry, big five?
Big five.
Oh, big five is, PwC, EY.
Yes, exactly. Yes. So those kind of small expressions, but it's needed to mention it slightly. So without them knowing that, this guy, professionals.
I see.
So especially like when I do a business with American people, I try to speak British accent.
Why is that?
Because American loves British accent. No, not love, but the people think that, oh, this guy must be intelligent, or this guy may have a good education. He's not normal Japanese business person. He's different. So that created credibility. So I have, well, I mean, this is recording and the people may watch that by secret, but it's okay. It's because I keep telling the people. So if you can adjust your accent,
yeah,
that creates a difference.
Yeah, an Aussie accent is the same in the US. You hear an Aussie accent, you're kind of like, hey. So if you, I'm not saying to lie about accents, but in certain situations, that is a tool that you can use.
Oh wow! So, wait, I see.
So in that part, maybe you can emphasize. I used to study Australia or something like that. So like you study Melbourne, or so it's a many ways to make just a simple few minutes introduction you can create for difference. That's what we believe.
I see.
It's just introduction, but then really depths in it.
I see.
So numbers, right, and the ears of the clientele, and anything else. What kind of elements?
Maybe about my private life or like personal
Yes,
life.
the story, your personal story. That's a very strong part.
And also about the company, is that important? Like when it was established, or maybe not? Not.
Maybe not for, maybe in Japan, yes, but people from other countries.
They don't care. Right.
That can be on paper somewhere. That doesn't need to be mentioned in an introduction.
Let's see. Right.
You've got to think efficiently. You have like 1 minute of full attention. What information is the most important in that 1 minute?
So that's a very interesting part. It's people are aware differences, like people from China, people from Singapore, States, France, UK. They have a different kind of a perspective. So you can change it. So that establish here, maybe not necessary. Okay, anything else? Any elements? That reason we're asking, because these elements, it's important to many kinds of clients.
So maybe about the product or services?
Yes, the product and services, yes, of course.
And also
you want to know?
Yes.
No, actually, like you don't need to say everything in one introductions,
right,
but be ready and prepare for the many elements. Your weaker points, strong points, your failures, your success. So your school time and what make you happy, hobbies, sports you watch, TV program you love, recent trends. It's many elements, but we don't encourage you to put in everything in one introduction. But if you are prepared for those elements, and organize your thought beforehand. If okay, this person is like a more creating a personal bond better, you can add on about your kids' educations or your hobbies or your history in Melbourne or failures. So that actually create a different relationship. So you have to have many elements of it.
Oh, I see. But when do we talk about our weak points in introduction?
Well, if there's some clients wants to have like a really a person in how can I say, it's not much, not many times, but someone don't have enough confidence. Like, oh, okay, you're the perfect person. You have a super background, but I'm not like that. So they feel the distance. So you can share about your weaker points from the failure.
I see.
So some people like, oh, this is the first time for the in-person in other countries. I'm not confident enough. Oh, yeah, I understand that because I did this.
Yeah, right, okay.
So it's like, oh, okay. Oh, but you look so professional. Yeah, it's a matter of learning, so don't worry about it. So I can support you to make you feel confident. Oh, okay, this person is trustworthy. So it's actually it's the target audience or the client, what kind of emotional feeling she has and he has. So you can use that elements.
I see.
One that I see a lot is people who are unsure of their English ability. Like if English is their second language and it's your second language, they might come in and apologize or feel very uncomfortable. And you can say, hey, I understand, English isn't my first language either. We'll work it out. We'll find a way to communicate.
I see.
Even if we need to get out the dictionary. Just to put them at ease and make them feel that you are going to be there on the same level, wherever their level is, that you can meet them where they're at.
Oh, I see. Okay. Oh, I said because I need to reach my weak point, but
not to everybody.
No, not everyone.
Not everyone. Not all the time.
Yeah, not everything to the one time, but the certain part.
To make it like I understand how
Yes.
Yeah. Basically, what we're trying to do is help you create puzzle pieces, and then you can put them together to make an introduction that matches each person. So you have all this information ready to go depending on who you're meeting with.
Oh, I understand. No, I feel like I only have, I don't know, 4 pieces of puzzles.
Yeah. That's fine.
3 puzzles.
Right. So we're helping you get a bigger puzzle.
Bigger one, thank you.
So one of the reasons we are explaining this because there's some executives, they are creating a puzzle all the time. So they are ready every time. So what kind of clients they going to meet, they put the puzzle and put it together and to show. So for example, there's some executive to introduce himself to the employee forum, newcomer 22 or 23 years old, to their own employee. They try to make a great friendship to the newcomer. He is sharing about his weaker points. Actually, when I was your age, I was stupid. I couldn't think about accounting. I'm just want to be successful only. I play hard and working hard. And I made lots of mistakes. To compare to me, you have a more brighter future because So it's give them a confidence, right? So, but he is going to be executive meeting. He's very harsh. I'm so disappointed, you guys. I thought that you do very well, but you couldn't do this good. So it's the same person, but he has many different pieces. So when he faced for new employees, executives, manager, clients, a different piece. So people who are good at introductions or people who are making great impressions actually secret of their success is that they are making the pieces beforehand.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, I understand.
Well, let's make it a practice then. So like Heidi mentioned that someone who comes to you, but English as a second language. For example, good example.
Like a French client.
French people who comes to Japan, they are usually very fluent in English.
Yeah, that's so true. Yes, they're fluent. Maybe my Vietnamese.
Okay, Vietnamese clients. Okay.
Yeah.
Next, I can give you 1 minute to think.
If you're not looking, it can't be heard, Pepe.
I'm not.
Time's up. Okay, can I go? Ready? Ready?
I'm not ready, but I'm ready. Yes. Okay.
Okay. 3, 2, 1, action.
Hi, my name is Kanako Enomoto. I'm a licensed agent working for my own real estate company in the EM level. I have 6 years of brokerage experience both in residential and investment properties in Japan. I had experience when I moved to New York. I was looking for an apartment in Manhattan. I spent 2-3 weeks, but I didn't find the properties that it's because when my English wasn't really good, and I was dealing with American agent. But when I look the property and when I come back to the office, most of the property were gone. It's because I wasn't really used to the real estate market in New York, and I didn't know if the property would be gone that first, right? So I think same as you, you're here, you are new to Japan, so I'm here to help you. Sorry, I forgot what I was.
No, it's okay.
Yes, I wanted to say, okay, I'm here to help you, and so if you have any questions, I'm very welcome to support you.
That's good.
Well
So
done.
good.
No, I think I need to practice more.
Well, it's like a first try, and you did a great job, actually.
You were a
Amazing.
lot smoother. Like you
Yes.
had more filler words, but at the same time you were smoother. Your English switch is going on, I think.
I think mine
Nice.
is like very very old switch. It's like a fast one.
Just needs more exercise, that's all.
Okay.
Great. So what do you think? What did you do well?
Okay, so I wanted to talk about my experience in New York. It was really hard, and I wasn't an agent at that time. So I'm exactly the same situation with my Vietnamese clients who just come to Japan. So I wanted to tell them that I know how you feels, and then I wanted to mention that I'm not like expert. Like I understand your situation. So that's what I wanted to mention in my introductions. Introductions. And also,
Yeah, you include a personal story. That's beautiful. Yeah. And then, especially, Heidi, you want to say something for the good points? You look like you want to say the good points, but
The personal story was really good. I think it was just a little bit long,
I did
a little more succinct, which I know takes time and planning. And if it was in real like situation, you probably would feel like the body reactions and stuff. But I really liked your energy, your smile, your comfort, the clarity, because I think your switch is going on, your English is becoming clearer. And as a person who's often working in a second language, one of my biggest frustrations is when people are not clear.
Not clear.
Yeah, because it makes it more challenging. Like I already have the language issue, and then I have their own enunciation, and that can frustrate me when I hear people speak. It's like, I know I should know, but I don't understand your accent. So I think being clear is great, but at the end, the way you ended, just with a smile and, ask any questions, I'm here to help you.
yeah.
That when I first came to Japan was like the one thing I wanted to hear the most, was that somebody was going to understand if I made a mistake. They were okay with it. They were going to help me and be forgiving and understanding, because I feel a lot of people who are not from an international background are a little less forgiving, and that can create headache and heartache very quickly. So knowing that you've been overseas, you've been in the second language situation, and you're willing to help them, that goes a huge way in building trust and building a rapport with the client.
I see, right. Yeah, I remember when I was 16, I moved to Melbourne, like first time, and first 1 month, I had headache whenever I come back with my friends, like local friends, because like, oh my, don't talk to me.
Yes, language headache is real.
Your story give me headache. He was like, I have a fever. I don't know. And whenever I come back with my client, with my friends, like local friends, I had a headache. And if I come home by myself, I was fine.
Yeah, it's real. The language barrier it's an emotional thing for a lot of people, and it can become physical, and headaches do happen. So helping your clients who are in the middle of a busy time in life feel a little bit of comfort and that you will understand is a huge thing.
Huge, yeah. Actually, I saw that Heidi facial expression when you kind of was like you mentioned about if you need help, I will support you, and I saw the Heidi smile. So everybody feel the same way. I was not like that too. I clearly remember my London trip. It's in late 80s, There are many Chinese, but many Japanese, but it's kind of, I feel the segregation. So my English was not so great also. That was, yeah, I feel the same. Not headache, but, okay, I have to talk to him again. Yeah.
Wow.
Yes, I was like that too. And every morning, and then in a tube, in train, in the underground, it's that people read the newspaper, look at me, I was the only Asian, and that doesn't make me comfortable.
Oh wow, that's something that I don't know about Tepe-san, because I know 2020 Tepe-san.
It's about 30 years ago, so
it's the story.
You're not that old.
Is everybody has a story about that struggling. So every morning he's a new stand-up guy. It's maybe half English, kind of white. It's a labor class. He's like, morning chink. And I was like, no, I'm not Chinese, I'm Japanese. And this is everyday practice. So, and then maybe after what, maybe second week and third week, so morning chink, and then I was like, no, I'm Japanese. I'm smiling. So it's people in UK, people in London, some labor classes have become very sarcastic sometimes. He knows I'm Japanese already, but that's our kind of a way of expression to
It's
create a bond.
a
Yeah,
British joke,
British jokes. Yeah,
the dry humor.
yeah. I couldn't understand why I keep doing that, but when I noticed, that's a way of communicating.
Mhm.
I mean, I shouldn't feel offended. I just have fun with it. So this has become my routine. Hey, morning. Hey, morning, Ching. And that's I'm Japanese, so that's kind of the same phrases. And then he started, we're staying, I'll stay there. It's a company apartments. And then, I gotta go. I mean, I'm leaving for New York next week. I was like, oh, that's very sad. It's kind of become a routine, but it's
It's a connection.
it's
Humans like
connections, yeah. But that new stuff was going already. Like I checked last year. I went to that, yeah, Gloucester Road stations and walk around. Kentucky Fried Chicken was there, still same, but
Nothing like
it's still there. But all the rest of things changed. But anyway, so I had a story as well. Everybody wants to.
we all have stories.
But Kanako-san, one suggestion, maybe for Vietnamese, maybe you can speak slower.
Oh, slow.
Change the speed a little bit.
Okay.
And also, if you do work for the many nationalities, maybe you can add for some greeting, like Xin Chao.
Greetings. Right.
Yes.
It's their language.
Their language, yes. Xin Chao.
But my husband does all the time.
Yes.
And that makes him like laugh.
Yes.
Yeah, that's just amazing. Like, I mean, his pronunciation is really bad. Okay.
But it's okay. Just a matter of trying. Like,
They feels more.
yes.
What's the word? Like,
It breaks the ice.
right.
It's like an instant, oh, this person's trying at least.
Yeah.
But it's not everybody's style either. So if it's not your style, you can find something similar but different.
Oh, I see. Right.
You know, if you've traveled to that place, or if you know something about the food or the music or the culture, you can include, a little bit personal, something in there.
Right. Yeah, I always, because my father, he used to travel a lot to like South Africa or like all over the world. I mean, I never traveled, but when I was like little, my father, he always talk about like how was the countries. And so I remember that. So I tend to talk about like what he told me at that time. And so about like Switzerland, and I had a client from Switzerland and he was very attached, like, because he was like, oh wow, your father, I mean, I never been there, but then I talk
Your
about
father went.
yeah.
So you knew the elements already to give a great impression to others. That's a good part. So in the second page, third page, it's about the framework for the introductions. It's opening and a body and close. So you cover everything. So it's opening, you can introduce yourself, fine, and then start with a greeting, fine, or asking a question, fine too. There are many ways to do that, but remember 3 parts: how to open, like your husband framework is a greeting in the local language, that's the one opening, right? And then body parts, it's an important part, what you want to tell, tradition, history, demographic of clientele or your failures. It's up to the clients. You can decide what a piece and then close. So if you need any help, just let me know. Or like a nice to meet you. I don't know. So like it depends on the case. So it's just an open body close. Maybe you can see for the third page. This is basically a framework for 7 different way of default introductions. So you can ask, I mean, you can mention about the surprise comment, or like you can mention about proposal. You can ask a question. There is many ways to do that, basically. But you did already. Like if someone come and it's like say like, oh, you and me are same. It's to say the same ground. You and me same in 30s and 40s, start looking for the investments. So I understand your situation. I was the same or something like that. So there is many ways. Basically, like we practice about the 4 different kind of introductions. So this is all same as this framework. Open, how to make a body, or in the middle, and then how to close.
Oh, Tepe-san, it says actions instead of ending. What does action means?
It's a call to actions, like let's do something. So let's find let's find the appropriate property for you. Or okay, shall we start for asking questions? Any kind of actions you can do together with your clients.
The comment you made about understanding if you're having difficulty with language, that kind of thing is also an action. I want to help you, and I'm here for you. You're asking for them to do something with you.
I see. Okay.
So if you have any question, please ask me. So like what Heidi said, this is the also action, the call to action.
Don't hesitate to ask.
Yeah, don't hesitate to ask. So let's find out the criteria today, or like let's find out the good one. Maybe if you cannot find one, maybe we do for maybe tomorrow. So there is many ways to do. So in Japan, the introduction is a very weak and vague. They don't do for the call to actions. They're like, nice to meet you.
The call to action in Japanese is yoroshiku onegaishimasu.
Yoroshiku onegaishimasu.
Like, please be nice to me.
Yeah, yoroshiku onegaishimasu is what?
That is.
Yeah.
Yes, the English-speaking country people like it's Tepe-san. I always heard about yoroshiku onegaishimasu, but yoroshiku onegaishimasu, what?
What are you yoroshiku?
Yeah. What do you want me to do?
Yeah.
He wants me to work together. He wants to do something together. He wants my input. What? But in Japan, it's mentioned about those. It's just not polite. But certain extent, English-speaking countries, it's the call to action. So do something to mention about it. It's very important in communicating, interacting. So I don't like the yoroshiku onegaishimasu or yoroshiku onegaishimasu what?
I see. I think in Japan we exchange the meishi and yoroshiku onegaishimasu, and that's it, right?
Yeah.
And there's no personal connection. You don't know the person's background, where they're coming from, their interests. There's no basis being built for further connection. It's just, I have this thing I can do for you, you pay me to do it, and we're done. And that's very different from many other countries and the way we do business.
Yeah, it's basically that the introductions, like preparation, it's key to success. So it's creating the pieces. It's a very, very important factor.
Creating pieces, yes. Sorry, it's like a baby puzzle.
Huh?
Baby puzzle, just 4 pieces.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
If they work, it's a good start.
It's a good start. Now you know the framework. You have to make a pieces, and then actually every day, every interactions, every business interactions, every experience is become a pieces of yourself.
So Heidi-san and Tepe-san, so in other country, so in the beginning of the meeting, they always introduce themselves like this. Is it?
Yeah, it's quite common, but like
either a long or a short. It depends on the exact kind of meeting.
Right.
But if there's written information, there might be a written introduction. It depends. It really depends what kind of meeting. But if it's like you're all the same level coming in and you've never met each other before, it's very common to go around the table and say like who you are, what your company is, what you represent, and then usually they include something, personal. If they're coming from outside the country, I'm really glad to be here. I've always wanted to see XYZ, or I was wanting to try eating, stollen or something.
Oh wow.
They're very aware of including something personal and keeping it simple and short, but yet succinct and to the point, so that they automatically establish where they are, what their background is.
If your introduction so many fillers and no simple, people like, oh God. People feel like, oh, that kind of person.
They're good. Because it's the first impression for a lot of people.
Yeah.
It's also when people walk into the room before a meeting, or when they're standing outside trying to figure out what meeting room it is, they will introduce themselves to other people. So having something more casual for that situation and something more formal for when you're actually, once the meeting has started, having both of those ready is a good idea.
I see.
Yeah, it's always positive, like Heidi mentioned, that I'm so excited to be here. I'm so honored to invite. I'm so honored to be a member of this project. So that kind of simple phrase is very important. If you're working with some big boss, I'm always you. I'm so excited to be a part of this team, or I'm so looking forward to work for you. I'm energized to help you. I'm so honored I'm a first Japanese to be in this project. You good.
If you're really nervous, you can say I'm nervous. I'm a little bit nervous to be the first Japanese, but I'm really excited too.
Oh, I see.
If you feel that your nervousness is going to show in a negative way, it's okay to put it out there and say that, but don't belittle your English. People get tired of hearing apologies about speaking.
Oh, I see.
Just say I'm really nervous.
Don't say sorry and excuse me in the middle of the introductions. Never.
No apologies.
No apologies. Never do. Many Japanese, I'm sorry that my English. Oh my, I'm sorry.
If you're
I'm
sorry, you
what?
should have fixed it.
Yeah, sorry for what?
Right. Yes. Fix it.
But you can say, I'm a little nervous, or I'm really, my heart is beating really fast because I'm so excited. That kind of covers the Japanese side of apologizing without sounding like an apology.
Okay.
Interesting, right?
I never think about the element or anything, but now I understand.
Very good. So now you have a clear picture about introduction.
Now I need to change, right, to
Yes.
the situation and also my client's background. So maybe it's important to know about like my clients, maybe at least something that I can tell from their name or like surname, or maybe phone number they registered. Maybe I can find out more, many more things.
Yeah, do your homework, do your research.
I need to do research. And nowadays, a lot of people has their Facebook accounts, so maybe I can find out what they like and also about their family as well.
Mm.
Just be careful not to be
Maybe
coming across as like you're snooping on Facebook. But
I
yeah,
eat that for dinner. Maybe that's right.
oh, on your Instagram, I'm like, what? I don't know you.
Oh, that's so true. Okay.
But there, I do admit to Googling names sometimes before I meet with people, just to see what is in the public knowledge about that person.
Right, that's true.
That is a must nowadays.
That is
Yeah.
Or if you can't find something about the person, Google the country or the area they're from, just to have a little background knowledge.
Maybe that makes it easier, right?
Yes.
For myself too.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yes.
That can sometimes help you to understand differences that come up. Like if you're not communicating smoothly, sometimes it's a cultural difference. And if you're aware of it, you may not fix the problem, but it can help you receive the action or the words in a different way.
I see.
Rather than being offended or bothered or confused. Oh, okay, that's their way of thinking, or that's their way of approaching it. It helps you to kind of have a better mindset going into the meeting.
I see.
So any questions or anything you want, anything extra, like anything you want to learn?
Yes. Right. I want to study English. It's because I want my clients to concentrate on what I'm saying, which is like about the real estate or about like Japanese real estate market but because of my English, like I had a feeling that they cannot really understand what I'm saying, or like they cannot really concentrate. It's because I have an accent, or maybe I make a grammar mistake, but I think I know the answer. Fix it, right? So maybe right?
Well, I mean, accent, you don't have
There's not much of an accent.
much of an accent.
They might be trying to figure out where your accent is from. Because I sometimes do that. When I meet somebody the first time, I'll be like, okay, now what age did they move out of Japan? Because that's not a raised in Japan accent. But which country did they move to? Sometimes you don't, like, it feels rude to ask. But as you're listening, you're wondering at the same time.
Right.
But also, I think you're more aware of your own mistakes than other people are. So you're hyper aware of it. So what you're thinking they're hearing is not really what they're focusing on, probably.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, compared to the other participants, our present, current students, the participants, you have least accent, I think. What do you think, Heidi?
A very kind of standardized accent.
Yes, standardized accent.
It doesn't sound particularly strong in any direction.
Thank you.
I think it's the fluidity that you're uncomfortable with.
So how is that improve the fluidity? Is that practice, right?
Well, I hate to say practice English because like my kids hate it when people ask, did you practice your English? They're like, can I practice making my heart beat? It doesn't. It's about using your English.
Yeah.
Use it or lose it. It's the same for me. If I don't speak English regularly, I find it so much harder to find words and phrases. I feel like I'm stupider. I feel like I'm losing brain cells.
Heidi-san too?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, or in Japanese too. If I don't speak Japanese for a while, I feel like I know the word and I know the phrase and I just can't reach it. It's there somewhere. So it's about daily use. Find a motivation, find something you enjoy doing in English. And since you write in English regularly, the thinking is probably there. Something that makes your mouth move. Something that gets the muscles and the thinking there.
So in a way, it's like Heidi mentioned that using English, using English is the daily routine. Then that make you practice more.
I see. So use English. So maybe I can talk with my husband in English, maybe
Yes,
just
maybe English time.
right English time.
Do you speak in English to your kids?
But I mean, I want and I should.
Okay. You could make bath time English time
Right.
or
So
supper time English time.
that would be my second question, like how to teach English to my kids.
Don't teach it to them, bring it into the environment. Make it be part of life so that they feel like, oh, this is something I want to say, something I want to do. Don't force them into it.
Oh, I see.
Just now it's you have to have social distance, but bring the kids for the international party, the playground, and then make them meet for the people from foreign countries, for example.
Yes, that's true.
You can also have original language rule where any media has to be in the original language. So like Disney Channel is in English only, Netflix in English only. Things like that. The kids are young enough, they don't care what language it is as long as they get to see Disney.
Yeah.
So take advantage of that. Use it.
I see. Because we usually promise that, okay, you can only watch like Japanese TV like 1 hour, right?
Yeah.
But they know that if they say, okay, I want to watch Disney, that they know that I'll be happy. It's because it's all in English.
Yeah.
So maybe I should make.
Just make it fun and make it be normal. Make it as normal as possible for yourself and for them. One thing I did at my house is I changed all the alarm clocks to radios, and they're all set on an English radio channel. Every morning, everybody is waking up in English. If you turn it on early in the day, it sticks with you through the day.
Maybe Kanako-san, I mentioned that for setting up for
Yes.
iPhone.
It's all in English.
Yes, you did.
That's a great way to do it.
You know, like, I'm a type of person like who can't really use a phone. It's because I was like, oh, that's in English. That's why it's taking so much time. But then like lots of people think, okay, Kanako-san, she doesn't know how to use mobile phone.
But it's okay. It's a matter of practice, though.
That's true. But
Using.
I'm very used to it.
Yeah, put the using English in a daily life.
Do your kids have tablets or access to computer stuff? Set all of that to English too.
In English, yes.
Yeah. And if you teach them to speak to Siri in English, she will correct your pronunciation, because if your pronunciation is not good, she cannot hear you. She cannot understand what you're saying.
Oh, Siri sensei. Wow.
So, hey, like, Siri.
Hey Siri. If you sorry.
Yeah. Sorry, it's not you. I'm talking to the client, sorry.
Because the automatic listening has to have standard pronunciation. It will not listen if your pronunciation is bad.
Right.
So that will force you to be more.
I hate it. It's activate.
Oh, it's good to know. Right.
Well, my husband's name is Shinri, and sometimes when I say "Hey Shinri," Siri responds. Like Siri responds faster than my husband. That's that.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't have a kid, so like Heidi is the best person to give you advice to how to educate them in English speaking.
But it's the same for kids and adults. It's just make it fun, make it part of the environment, and make it like need. You feel you have to do this activity in English, whether it's cooking or a hobby, traveling. I often choose places to stay that have foreign owners or foreign-born owners, specifically so that we have to speak English while we're there. So even inside of Japan, we'll go to a pension that's owned by an English guy. So that when we get out, he's speaking English. It's like, oh, okay, we respond in English. It just feels natural then.
I see. Right. Okay, thank you.
Make the everyday life in English.
Yeah.
Right.
And if you're going to meet with a client and you feel you haven't spoken much English recently, try and schedule something before that is in English, like a phone call, a tea time with a friend. You know, with Zoom, you can talk to people anywhere in the world. Just say, hey, I've got this client meeting this afternoon. Can we do tea before it? And that will help you switch into English mode before you have to be in working English mode.
So Heidi always noticed that what I did in the morning. My English was not so fluent. Like, Tepe, you didn't start with English?
An English yet
Oh,
today.
yeah.
Even Tepe-san?
Yeah.
Oh, that's surprising. Oh,
Yeah, it's the same with me too. If I spend my morning in English and then I have to teach in Japanese, it's like the first 5 minutes I'm going, okay, please forgive all my mistakes.
okay. So everyone has a switch, right?
Everyone has a switch. Some people are just much faster. That's the advantage of a bilingual child, is their switches faster.
I see.
But nowadays, I am living with a foreign language environment, so my Japanese start dying.
Yeah, so how's your wife feeling about that?
My wife is like, your Japanese sucks. So I mean, she kept saying like, your Japanese sucks, but it's okay.
Oh, Tepe-san, you can take a Japanese class.
Yeah, I have to in a way. But I mean, now I don't read the newspaper in Japanese anymore. I read it in every single article in English and even the magazine books. So, and then I'm so stupid to start to learning Chinese as well.
It's good for your brain.
It's true, you know, it's difficult. And then, I mean, I want to put myself in comfort zone. So instead of learning Putonghua, is mainland Chinese, I prefer to learn Cantonese, like Hong Kong Chinese, because I used to live there. I can listen more, and then I feel comfortable, and also I know that lots of words and expressions. So I supposed to learn Putonghua, but
Languages,
so it's the same.
Yeah, it's
Same
a
memory.
just keep going.
Okay. And sorry, another questions. I try to watch YouTube. You know, there are so many like agent in the US, and they always put some video on YouTube. But they are all, most of them that I follow male agent. But is that different? Like if females and males?
Like the spoken language?
Spoken language, like should I watch,
Like,
you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I know what you're saying. Yeah. In English, there are differences, but they're not as stark as like Japanese. Like in Japanese, I can't say dekkai, you know. It's not like that.
it's not like that.
It's more a mannerism, body language, the way you interact with somebody. But I would caution you not to copy the way people act on YouTube.
Is it?
Because like the real estate market is very tough, especially in some areas. So when they go to YouTube, they're professionally produced, kind of like a show.
Sure, that.
So while you can get useful information, and especially I think vocabulary and phrases, that's a great resource for those. It's not the way you want to speak in real life all the time. So you have to use your common sense and say, okay, that's maybe a little bit more for show and not real speaking.
Yeah, you know that the one of an interesting show in Netflix about property, Selling Sunset.
Oh, Selling Sunset. Yeah, don't act like them.
Right? No.
No. But if you want to listen in only English and turn the subtitles to English, that is a really good practice for the listening and listening at speed and stuff. Especially if you're in high-end property. Yeah, I do some translation for architecture magazines, and I do watch those shows to get descriptions of spaces. Like when the open floor plan first became in style, it's like, how do you explain that in Japanese? Or I read the Japanese script and I have to put it in English, and it's like, what are they trying to say? Just show me a picture. And then once I saw the picture, I could compare to the English, Architecture Digest or, shows, HGTV shows and things like that. So finding those resources and using them is great, but keep in mind they're produced for entertainment.
I see. So the
value. Yeah.
No.
Yeah, and also like in your property market, so using some certain phrases might be different in UK and US.
US, true.
It could mean
And
totally different things.
totally different things. People using flat
Mm.
is apartments,
Yeah. And
Right.
first floor, second floor.
first floor, ground floor, second floor.
That's true.
Yeah. That comes back to knowing your client and where they're
Yeah.
from and what their background is.
Singapore, in Singapore, it's about 87% of the Singaporean own the property actually.
Wow, 80%.
80, 87 or almost 90%. Because like a government is promote to own the house, and the government agency, it's called the Urban Development Board, it's have a certain funds and then to subsidize a little bit from the pension. So it's it's public housing. It's called the HDB. So you mentioned about it's like a HDB. It's a condo. Japan doesn't have HDB type, so have a condo. So it's these are small things that you mentioned, and people will love to hear.
Oh, that's so true. I mean, that's what I wanted to do. It's like I don't want to be just an agent who speaks English, but I want to be an agent who knows about other countries' real estate, so that I can compare. Like I can say, okay, in the U.S., like blah blah, it's like same as like same as blah 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 in the U.S. or same as blah, blah, in Australia. So maybe I should travel more. I mean, now we can't travel, but
You can travel virtually. You can watch more
Yeah,
shows.
yeah.
Talk
The
to more people.
YouTube channels is their property shown everywhere. So and then you can learn the expression.
that's true. YouTube で。なるほど。Okay.
Do you know the channel HGTV? It's probably become popular after you left the US. It's a home and garden TV. It's a cable channel in the US that is all houses 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And they have some programs like where they show 3 different properties to a client, and then the client has to choose which one they're going to buy. And they have both inside the US and they have international. So they'll go to like Costa Rica. They've done an episode in Japan, different places like that. That would be an excellent channel. I know you can't watch all of it here, but if you look for HGTV shows on like YouTube, or just go to their homepage and see what they haven't blocked from Japan yet. Sometimes you can find good information.
Okay, thank you. Yeah.
And there's another show called This Old House. It's from PBS, from the American broadcast, the public broadcasting in the US. They renovate old houses. And they're also very much into the details, like the heating and cooling and bringing it up to date in a modern way, things like that.
Okay. House. All right, thank you. I have so much to do.
Yeah, we hope that you're a success.
Oh, thank you. But I really enjoy.
Okay, great.
And I'm very excited to learn more.
Great. Then that's all for the lesson today. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Tepe-san, Heidi-san. Thank you so much for your time.
You're welcome.
Yes,
Good
it's
luck.
great. So now it's the official ending. But what do you think about these kind of lessons? I mean, what do you think?
It's really good. I mean, okay. At first, I was nervous. It's because of like it's first time and it's Zoom, but it was just amazing. It's really good. I think it's better than like, I mean, it's not better than, but like it's same as meeting Tepe-san and Heidi-san in the meeting room, and I think I can more because I'm doing this at home, so I feel like like me being like normal Kanako, but at the same time I can take this professional lesson at home. It's really it's really good, and I'm 続けたいです。
いいよ。
いいですよ。 Well, thank you very much for the compliment. I hope you enjoy. And then basically that what we're doing for the personal customizations, we do for research about your work. And then that's why the corporate clients like us, maybe like I mentioned a little bit, it's pharmaceuticals and IT, so banking, they asking me to do this because it's all these practices is related to their daily job. So that's why. そうですか、カナさん続けたいですか？
I know, because I was actually thinking to go to like Nova or like, English, 英会話 school.
Mhm.
But I wasn't sure if that's something that what I want to do because I don't want to, I mean, it's not, I don't want to teach, study English, but what I want to do is I want to learn English and then use my language in a real life, like in a real state.
You want useful English,
Yeah, I want a useful English.
not a course where here's what you're going to learn and hopefully you can.
Yeah, exactly. Like I don't need this, like how to like let's learn how to shop, or I don't need to know about those things. But if I join the Eikaiwa school, like I think I need to follow with everyone.
That's exactly what we do here is we do personalized, useful English, find the areas that you want to improve on, and then figure out how to work with that person's individual situation to help them, grow in a fun way.
I see. And also,
I'm so glad that you say that you want to continue.
yeah.
It's not our intention though, by the way.
Yeah, I know, Tepe-san. And I also want my husband to take a class because he is working with European people and also American people. But whenever he hung up the phone, he's like, "Gosh, my English is really bad." He's always mad at himself.
Yeah,
like speaking really bad.
Yeah.
But now I can say practice.
You can tell him to call Tepe.
Yeah.
Tepe-san.
Yeah, seriously, like, if you consider just let us know, we can make the official. But well, we are not so cheap.
Tepe-san, you keep saying that.
Huh?
You keep saying that, so I'm aware.
You're paying
No.
for quality.
Yes, I'm paying for quality. It's because, well, I mean, recently we are studying for that for individual clients, but we are focusing mainly for our business clients. So it's if you're willing to do that, it's like I'm happy for that. But just let us know.
So I'm not selling the, I'm selling most of the expensive things, I think.
Okay.
So I think I should improve, right? Because selling a real estate is it's a big
Yeah,
thing.
if you think it's an investment, just let us know.
Yeah. Personal investment is very important, especially.
So seriously, you want me to send you like some personalization, like some offer or like documents?
Please, like
Okay.
Yeah. So what I want to do is, of course, I want to improve my English itself, but also I want to give them an impression that I'm a, that they can trust me. Like I want to have this feeling, and also I also want to make my own, not YouTube, but maybe the channel that I will explain like how you can terminate a contract.
That's great.
What's rongenze, the tax like tax benefit, or because I was looking for all the informations and I Google, but they're not so much.
Right.
And then whenever they come to me and I need to explain the same things like every time, and I was like, okay, I think I'm kind of tired. But then I thought, okay, if I have a channel, they said like, okay, maybe you can watch my video and maybe it's only like 3 minutes. So they can just take a look, and so they will have an idea. So that's something that I want to do. this year.
That's an excellent idea. If you found a corner of the market and a need that will not only serve your current clients, but I think it would bring in other people potentially. They see that you have this expertise and that you regularly can make it understandable. Yeah, because English things in Japan are very limited.
It's
Doing it well in English is even more limited.
And also, I don't have a time to translate everything. That
Yes.
Okay, what it said, I think it's useful for us, but can you explain to me? But that's like lots of pages, and I don't think I can translate everything. So I thought maybe it would be nice if I have my own channel and explain the basics of real estate in Japan.
Well, you have a clear objective and aim, so that's a great to know.
And also, I make my own network so that if my clients say, okay, I want to take a look at the property in Hokkaido or Okinawa,
okay.
I know someone, like I can introduce someone that I know, right? Because I don't think I can fly to Hokkaido, and I'm not really aware of the local market there. So I want to work with an English-speaking agent and then make like the network.
Oh, so you're going to make it your Asian all over Japan, like English-speaking Asian all over Japan. Wow, that's a great.
The future of Japan may be there because Japanese population is not growing.
Not growing.
Wow.
That's my dream.
Good to hear about your aspirations.
That's what I want to do. And also, I want to be an agent in New York or Paris or Sydney.
I see.
Kids, and maybe my
How much time do you have in a day?
I think it's 24 hours. Yeah, that's what I want to do. So, like, I can bring my 2 kids, so I don't have to send them the international school in Japan, but instead I can take them to New York, and so they can see the world. That's
all right.
And at the same time make money.
Of course.
Yes. So that's my dream. So it'll be very nice if you can help me.
Okay.
And accelerate.
Yeah. So then, we're going to make some official one then to send it to you then.
Thank you.
Yeah, we do a lot of work with presentations and learning to speak off the cuff and things like that. And I think a lot of the things we do with other clients would work really well for your situation, like taking a complex idea, making it into a 3-paragraph, succinct way. Yeah. You definitely have the talent to do it. I can see a lot of possibility, and your motivation is really high, which is exciting to see.
Yeah, so align with your work. So maybe like to bring your work in the lessons. So instead of like to working on it, maybe making documents in the lessons, making a YouTube lessons. Maybe like we can work on.
Thank you.
Because by the way, Heidi is an expert for the SNS in a way.
Heidi-san,
crash course expert. Yeah. Now, I'm trying to get better, but I'm managing the SNS feeds for 3 different groups right now.
Oh, wow.
It was not intentional. It just started out with me sharing ideas, and people are like, well, then would you just take it over? So I do have some knowledge, and I'm working on learning more because it keeps changing all the time.
That's
true. So I'm trying to stay on top of what is the most efficient way and things like that.
Oh, I see. Wow. Teppei-san, can you share the Heidi-san's like SNS site later?
But I don't have it.
No, it's not my personal. It's for different organizations.
Yeah, so for clients. So
yeah.
I want to take a look.
I think I have one that I can share. I'll see.
Oh, thank you.
All right. Thank you very much indeed. Have a great day. It's still like very warm and outside. So please be careful.
Stay cool.
And then say hello to your husband, because I met him as well. So
yeah, he's playing golf right now.
Today?
Today.
And yes,
crazy.
All right.
So yeah, I'll say hi to him. Okay,
all right. Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
So
Well done.
you went from a demo to talking her into possibly taking a whole course.
Well, it's interesting, isn't it? Like, I mean, it's not demo. Like, we need some advertisement, and we want to make a video also.
Right.